The prime London rental market has seen 43% down when it comes to new lets. When it comes to rental prices, there's an increase of 24%. Good news for landlords, bad news for tenants. Well, stay tuned to find out the stats and the data that you need to navigate the London rental market as we come into the last few months of the year. Make sure you stay to the end because I'm also going to be sharing with you some tips whether you're looking to rent or let a property at the end of 2022. Stay tuned. The London rental market continues to suffer of lack of stock, and it's been the same story throughout the pandemic and post-pandemic. When we look at the new lets, we can see it's been around about 43%. That's almost half year on year. And of course, when we look at new instructions, that's 21% down. And of course, a combination of these two have led to an increase of 24% when it comes to rental prices. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, why is there a lack of stock? And it's a combination of things. If we look at the tenant side, there's a high demand, they're locking in longer tenancies, but the renewals are going again and again. I mean, I think from our end, it's been probably around about 50 to 60% renewals. So we're getting a lack of properties coming onto the market. When we look at the landlord side, we're seeing that landlords continue to exit. Again, there's going to be several reasons. They're exiting the market, they're making the most of the current demand in the sale, so they're cashing in, but they're also exiting the market because of the regulations. And I mean, I've got a list here. You've got a higher yield on the short term as well, rentals. So they're preferring to rent their property where they're going to get better rentals and less regulation. And landlords, as well as many other people during the pandemic and post-pandemic, they're reevaluating their life and perhaps deciding that keeping a property portfolio isn't their priority in their life at this moment, and so they're exiting the market. And if you're a landlord or a tenant watching this video, leave a comment below. Let us know what your situation is at the moment and what you're finding on the market. Studio flat specifically is the fastest growing property type at the moment. Why is that? Well, it could reflect that it was one of the property types that fell in rental prices the most in 2021. But it could also be that people, as they flood back into London, they're also wanting a London pad whilst they're working here during the week and going back home, whether it's other parts of the UK or abroad. Now, when we look at the fastest growing type, it's going to be flats that are 3-bedroom plus. These are the ones that have the biggest rent rises since 2019. In fact, 23.2%, similar to the growth recorded over the last year of 24.3%. Now, meanwhile, you've got houses that have recorded the lowest growth over the last 12 months, just 11.5%. Though growth is higher since 2019 at 14.6%, as demand for houses are held firm during the pandemic and rent did not fall. And we see no signs of stock becoming available in the next few weeks or months of what is typically the busiest time of the year when it comes to London rental. This tells us that property prices are going to hold and probably even increase a little bit more over the course of the next few weeks and months. And if you made it this far, make sure you give us a thumbs up so we can continue to shoot these type of videos for you. So here are some tips if you're in the current London rental market. Firstly, if you're a landlord. Now, we've not seen the peak of the increase of mortgage rates. They're going to get very expensive next year. So it might be worth looking at your redemption fee if you are locked in, and might be worth paying that because that might be cheaper than actually locking in a very expensive mortgage rate in 2023. If you're a tenant and you've got a renewal coming up, then ensure you have a chat with your landlord and try and lock in a long-term tenancy for that renewal. If you are an applicant navigating the current market, I know it must be very challenging. Here are 3 tips for you. Firstly, get on the good side of estate agencies. Secondly, make sure that you are available ASAP if any viewings come up. It's very competitive out there. Speak to your boss, make sure you can get out there within hours if any properties come up. But also make sure that you're ready with a profile. If you are going to put up an offer in, that you have a profile of yourself with a picture and put in a more emotional side as to who you are, what you do, and perhaps having even some social media links. It goes a long way when a landlord is looking to evaluate different offers. And I know from our end, we're getting so many offers. I mean, we're getting hundreds of applicants for one property and we're getting multiple offers. And if you want lots of tips on how to secure your next London rental home, make sure you check out our video on how to secure your London rental home. So here's a quick recap of the London rental market so far. Lack of stock, almost half year on year when it comes to new lets. Rental prices are up by 24%. When you break that down by property types, we look at studio flats are the fastest growing by 26%. The slowest is going to be houses, and we will look at flats 3 bedrooms plus, they're the fastest growing. So if there's anything that my team and I can help you with as ever in the prime London property market, feel free to reach out to us. We're always here to help.